Hello, lovely people. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad. And tonight we're going to check into the Mercury Retrograde. I don't have currently next year's. Actually, it goes straight into the 1st of January. Oh, yeah, I get it now. So, Mercury Retrograde. It is what we're going to discuss tonight, or I'm going to look into tonight. It happened yesterday, okay? For you, it happened yesterday. For me, it happened 2 days ago because of the time difference. And it happened yesterday at 2:10 a.m. Into the morning. Mercury is retrograding in Capricorn, 8 degrees, 29 minutes. For those who are who like to be exact and specific, and it's gonna go direct again in Sagittarius, 1st of January, 10 past 10. 1st of January, 10 past 10 in Sagittarius, 22 degrees and 11 minutes. Right, so that's that. And the first thing that we're going to check into, as per usual into my live streams, is going to be the collective reading. The cards for it you can see at the very thumbnail. Hello Taco, welcome to the stream. At the very thumbnail, but I'm going to show them to you anyway. Let me put my camera preview so I'm certain that the cards are nice and cleanly visible for you guys. The first one, that is the Knight of Cups. Man, you do enjoy life to its full, eh? I admire you for that. Hello, Athena. Then the next one, that is the third card. Then the second one, that will be the Ace of Pentacles. Well, Taco, I hope that things are going to turn out well for you, mate, one way or another. You know, and sometimes I hate being right, you know, but it is what it is. And then the third one, 8 of Wands. I don't know what that word means, by the way, indubitably. So, care to elaborate? All right, back to the general reading. It's a pretty simple one, guys. Pretty simple one, and I will try to explain it to you as it stands, like this. Knights of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So these are a elemental dignity. This is a elemental dignity reading. The first card is the prime card, and then the other two are influences. And as it stands here, we do have water as a prime card and earth as a one of the influence. And water and earth, they are a passive friends. Passive means it settles, it is there to stay. It's not something, how can I put it into words, a variable. And friends, they support each other, or rather like they help each other. And the influence, what is the influence? The Ace of Pentacles. Well, Ace of Pentacles in the very, very general term, without a question, okay, without a situation, basically gives you the opportunity, above everything else, in most of the cases, the rare opportunity thou to further thy goal, whether thy goal is money, meaning a financial opportunities, whether it is a career, meaning business opportunities, whether it is a love, meaning relationship opportunities, whatever the goal is. And the Knight of Cups, it emphasizes on what we have shed blood and tears upon. So it is a topic, so rather like the Mercury retrograde is going to influence the topics we really toiled over and some struggled, some even slogged to get those topics through. And now, as Mercury goes retrograde, things are supposed to open up. Things are supposed to open up, and when they do, we're just gonna become more and more content about the situations we are finding ourselves into, with one caveat, okay? And it is that it's not by a chance, okay? It's because we put an effort into those activities, into those goals, and through efforts they will develop. The Knight of Cups, it is probably one of the only card, or it is the only card in tarot that does not rely on even a little bit of a shred of luck, but only on a personal capabilities and a personal strengths, personal efforts. So Mercury retrograde, it is the time frame where we really need to roll up our sleeves and start toiling toward the goal we want to manifest, because the opportunity is going to be there, the golden, the rare opportunity. And the Eight of Wands, as influencing the Knight of Cups, they are a passive enemies here. Tells us a couple of things. First, it's all about the current undertakings, and it isn't about a new beginnings. New beginnings highly unlikely, or if there are, because of other, celestial events, whether Venus makes some kind of aspects or whether Jupiter. Mercury retrograde is going to make them rather difficult. In those cards, no new beginnings. And the other thing about the Eight of Wands next to the Knight of Cups is that there is only one way moving forward. If you have watched Avengers, which is one of my favorite fantasies adaptations of a comics, where Doctor Strange is trying through the time stone to check all the possible variations of the future, and he checked 14 million and whatever, and they win only in one of them. And that's the case here. There is only one way to go forward, and you're pretty much gonna know it. The question is going to be, are you willing to put what it takes? Because you do have what it takes. It is within the cards. You definitely have what it takes. But are you willing to put it in? Well, that's your choice. Right. So that was the collective reading. And now a few notes about the show before we move forward. There are going to be 12 more readings like this. One for each star sign. I'm going to start with Aries, and I'm going to end up with Pisces, guys. And bear in mind that these are readings for the star signs. Therefore, they're going to influence you in a certain way, to a certain extent, depending on how influential that star sign is within your natal chart, where your sun is, where your rising is, where your moon is, which is super important to watch as well. Pisces Moonbeam could elaborate what it means to watch for your star sign, what it means to watch for your sun sign. I don't want to get into it because I'm not a professional astrologer. And watching for all three of those will give you much bigger understanding what Mercury retrograde is going to make for you. But bear in mind, again, these are not your personal readings, so take them more as a guidance rather than a direct answer to your question. If you do want to have answers to your questions, you can always go to my website, which link you will have and you will get, by the way, in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see a full list of my services and also their pricing. So based on your budget and as well your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. And finally, for those who do enjoy the show and wish to support us either through Super Chat or PayPal, you guys are going to have a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. Should your super chat, your donation in general, carries no inquiry with it, then the reading is going to be about how Mercury retrograde will influence you personally. Right, so first star sign. I'm going to go through the ecliptic, by the way, meaning starting with Aries and ending up with the Pisces. And before I go for that, Yasmin, thank you for the $20 PayPal. And as well, Taco, thank you for the $22.22, mate. Thank you. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized readings, as usual. All right, so for Aries, first one, we do have the Seven of Wands. And then it is the Six of Cups, influenced by the Six of Cups. And the third one, that will be the Six of Pentacles. Right, so for Aries, this period will be a bit stressful, guys, because things are not going to get out of hand. Things are going to get out of their league. So suddenly, as Mercury is retrograding, it will activate the bigger seriousness in the sense of emergency when it comes to your situations. Okay, family situations, business situations, financial situations as well, all of the situations around. And of course, everything in life carries on a blessing and a curse. The curse is it's unlikely that you're going to have a time for a respite and to kind of like, can I put it into words, take a breath. Okay, but all the time you will have to have that readiness to jump into action, being on the edge. I believe it is how you Americans say it. We're calling it here stepping on thorns. You always gotta be watch out where you're stepping. But the blessing it is that more often than not you're gonna find yourself in a situations that are very positive for you. What I mean here is that through the elemental dignities of those cards, you're always going to along the way of one undertaking or another, you're always going to be at some point at the right time with the right people, with the right circumstances, okay, having the right resources and also the right opportunities. And that is a very, not awkward, but very rare element of dignity in between the Seven of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. When the Seven of Wands, it is the prime card here, which creates that environment. Things get step up their game. They upgrade a level. If you are a gamer, you know what I mean, and you just gotta keep up with it. And while that may be challenging at some points, the universe, if you will, also give you the means through these very favorable situations and favorable circumstances to basically not just only catch up, but also get ahead at some points. But yeah, I mean, the only negative thing that I can see here, unpleasant rather, not negative, it is that it's just this whole tension that the Mercury retrograde is going to bring for you is going to suck out the generic joy for life. So more often than not, you will find less and less reasons to put a smile on your face due that period. You still have problems with your Xbox account? Oh man, I mean, isn't that a whole year now? For Taurus, Nine of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups. And the Strength is from the other. These cards, rather speak, the Mercury retrograde for you is going to activate a huge leaps into development, guys. Huge leap into either a personal development, intimate development, business development, but it's going to be within the current undertakings again, okay? That Strength being next to the Nine of Pentacles, it kind of points that you can have a new ideas, you can have a new targets for you to bestow upon yourself, upon your schedule, and in front of yourself, but can I put it into words? I don't want to kind of like point a finger here, but the progress is going to be much more noticeable within already carried undertakings rather than a new enterprises. Okay, so within this period of time for you, Taurus, it will be best if you look inwardly. Just to give you an example here, guys, say you are striving to make a relationship, to make a family and all that, it's very, very more likely to be able to establish such with people that you are already kind of like flirting and going forward with and dating and all that, instead of kind of like starting yet at first with dating apps and going out, showing yourself in front of the world, meeting new people. That is how Mercury retrograde influences you within a subject that you have the very least laid certain foundations. They don't have to be the whole foundations. They could be partial foundations. At some point throughout that period, you are going to make a huge leap into developments. And one last thing here, I mentioned ideas that may come your way, very enthusiastic ones. You shouldn't abandon them by all means, okay? But just don't be impulsive chasing those ideas. Write them down somewhere, and when you do have a lot of free time at hand, just then strive to develop them. Right, next, Gemini. Ten of Wands. The Hierophant. And Page of Cups. It is what we have here, Page of Cups. Just give me a minute. Okay, what I'm gonna say, don't take it as a the obstacle version. Now, what I mean is that Mercury retrograde is gonna bring on the surface aspects or circumstances that you were unaware of up until this point. One more thing to take care of regarding the job, regarding the relationship, regarding the marriage or the friendship or the project. And just for an example, say you start dating someone recently and at some point he tells you, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that, you know, I have children or I have a kid, and it's just, you know, anytime we decide to kind of like go late nights, we have to take that under consideration. So it's one more thing that you haven't expected, which you have to kind of like obliged by. And it could not be just only a one thing, it could be many things which are gonna show up, and it's just, they are going to be unavoidable. That's the point that I'm trying to make here. And what this is going to do is that it's going to delay or postpone the transition that those of you are trying to establish, or trying to provoke, or in other words, the change that one or the other of you Gemini are trying to establish. Or if it is not a change, because it's general reading, then it is the emotional connection. So you may grow to become a bit colder toward the subject, a bit colder and not careless, but like what was the word here? Indifferent toward the project, toward the job, toward the person, because it's just you're not facing what you have initially signed for. It's a new condition that shows up, that comes in, and it's kind of understandable. But what Mercury retrograde also is going to confirm for you, it is that should you be willing, and that is entirely up for you to decide, should you be willing to kind of like endure it, should you be willing to go forward with the endeavor and obliged to all of its criterias, then at the end you're gonna reap an amazing results, whichever field that thing develops for you. Hello Yadavi, welcome to the stream. Okay, next it's Cancer. King of Cups, Seven of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. It's a jail-free card. Mercury retrograde is going to bring you a jail-free card to get you out of trouble, to get you out of difficulties through a offer or a proposal. Most likely a helping hand is going to come your way. It doesn't need to be just only one, and doesn't need to be for just only one situation. That's a general reading again. Could be for all of your troubles, okay, or it could be for the most prominent troubles that you are having. But basically, when that open hand is, or helping hand, open hand, giving hand, whatever hand it is extended, there will be literally, guys, no need to reject or deny it. And one other thing here, which comes from these couple of cards, okay, actually that way, because the King of Cups, it is the prime card. You may find an incentive to jump into the old fields of love, which means kind of like reconciling with an ex. And no, it doesn't have to be that's, you know, narcissist that you may be thinking of right now. It could be an ex you had in high school, you know, accidentally jumping up to each other, you know, next few days, kind of like hooking up, catching up, and you know, before you know it, you are dating. So it doesn't have to be your last ex that was a narcissist, because that is a usual critic that I get when I say something like that. So it's just to make a bit of a to open up a bit of brackets here, and to say that it doesn't have to be the one that broke your heart. Okay? It could be any ex you had. Thank you, Veronica, for the 10 Canadian. Thank you. The end of the stream, you're gonna have your personalized reading. Let me put you there into the list. All right, next, Leo, rather. Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords. Oh my God, the King of Swords. Mercury retrograde, man. I mean, for you guys, it's like a switch, okay? It's like the power unshackled, for a lack of better expression here. These three cards are showing that Mercury retrograde is going to unshackle and unlock, for a lack of better expression, the peak of your professionalism, the peak of your expertise, the peak of your influence, the peak of your dominion. And also from the other side is going to unshackle the peak of your capabilities in general. I mean, if there is a time in here where you can push your things through and make things happen within the framework of, you know, your capabilities in your civilization, that it is. It is this that we do have here. Because on top of all that, with the Knights of Wands at the very prime of the reading, that means that you also are going to have so many ways to do it. So many options to sign up the client, so many options to start the job, so many options to make a proposal, for example, so many options to have a good time, and it is up to you to choose which one you want to go forward with. Additionally to it, with the Knight of Wands as a prime card and King of Swords as an influence, whatever concerns and issues you're facing right now, could be financial concerns, could be, intimate concerns, could be career concerns, whatever case. Should you take a little bit of a time to think about it, how you want to resolve them, they stand no chance against you. I mean, you're going to figure it out and just pushing through the way through those concerns and difficulties is going to be a piece of cake. If there is a time where you can say I am successful, that is the time, whether successful in love or whether successful in career. It's just you should not be hesitant. That is the only condition here. You gotta pick up one of the options that you do have in front of you and carry on until you see it through. That is the only condition. All right, next. Virgo. For Virgo, Six of Swords. And we do have Five of Swords. And it is the King of Wands. Now for Virgo, for you guys, for the little bit I know for Virgo as a star sign, this Mercury retrograde is kind of going to put a heat on your heels. Not in a bad way, though. I mean, those two cards here, oops, those two cards that we have, they expedite the process. Let me give you an example. Okay, say you're planning to start a business and you're planning to start that business in February, whatever case, okay? And you are meticulously kind of like preparing and planning and gathering resources and all these things, and suddenly this Mercury retrograde, or throughout that Mercury retrograde, through one reason or another, you gotta start it right now. It doesn't go as planned, but now is the moment. Now it is the time for you to be decisive. Mercury retrograde for you unlocks, for lack of better expression, the circumstances to transform whatever ambition you do have into a super powerful drive. And how effective this drive is going to be, let me pick up the other card from the floor here. It will depend on how willing you are to tap into your utter limits. And when I say utter limits, I mean real limits. These are your limits. This is going to alienate certain people from you, just to make it clear here, because with the alignment of those cards, the development and even the manifestation of your ambition, whether it's an ambitious business or it's an ambitious project, whatever the case, crosses certain paths of others that you do have interactions and relationship with. So this also is going to be a condition. How willing you are to put your own happiness in development over the happiness in the development of others. Because at the end of the day, there is balance in universe, and balance doesn't mean equilibrium. It means that we do have a successful and unsuccessful, not equally moderate successful. Okay, that's the balance. And you are to be on the surplus side of the balance, should you be willing to accept that there is on the downside of the balance and put someone or something in there. So that will be Mercury retrograde for you. Bottom line here is a threshold of, do you have what it takes of all of it to get and make your ambition, or even if you will your dream, from a wishful thinking into a reality. And the choice again is yours. I mean, you may decide not to do anything. You may decide that others are going to be more successful than you, because at the end of the day, it's more important to look good rather than to be well. And that's that. Okay, moving next. Oh, and one last thing for a Virgo. Mercury retrograde also going to amplify your sense for having fun and partying and all these kind of things. So don't think it awkward if you're kind of like feeling like, you know, going out more often and having drinks with friends more often, and even going to discos, pubs, and all these kind of like entertaining, you know, activities. All right, Libra, Page of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. Seven of Swords. Now completely opposite for a Libra that we have here. Mercury retrograde is gonna give you on a plateau, guys, an enterprise that it is worth it. Okay, an enterprise that is gonna suck all of your devotion. In other words, it will be so good for you, and I'm saying for you because at the end of the day, one man's trash is another one's treasure. Okay, it may doesn't look appealing at all to your family or to your friends, but to you it will be super worth it. So that could be a relationship that is super worth it, or a job that is super worth it, or just an activity, hobby, whatever the case. Well, yeah, Veronica, it's Mercury, it's the mentality. Swords in Tarot, this is the symbol of truth, and the mental clarity. Okay, so that's why we do have swords. It's the symbol of mentality in Tarot. So back into it. This devotion that it is super worth it cannot happen just only by you. You cannot develop it on your own accord here. There is limitations that you carry on with yourself. These are self-imposed limitations which will never allow you to get through with it. But should you side with other people, should you side with a business partner, or I don't know, with a friend, depending on the situation, then things are going to work out. For example, if you do start dating, Okay, this isn't about you. It's about the relationship. Okay, so the other person is also involved. And in fact, throughout that Mercury retrograde, it does look like that they're going to have a bigger influence and more is going to riding on them rather than on you. So do not make it about you. That's my point here, if you want the thing to work out. Other than that, guys, you have a very, very big chance, if you like someone around you, to make it happen. And especially if you are friends, you can definitely upgrade that friendship into a relationship. And in order to do that, you just have to look into it or look at it from completely different angle, because that is the only thing that does not make that friendship or relationship, that you are just not seeing each other as a potential lovers. The feelings are there, the intentions probably are there. Well, the intentions is about the look, okay, so it depends on how you look at it, but the affinity is there. It's my point here. And the only thing you gotta do is just, talk about it, and you will see that, oh my god, I mean, why haven't we thought about it up until this point? So if you do like someone you are a friend with, just say it. Say to them that you do like them. And even if you don't have those cards, okay, just from a personal experience, if you do like someone, just say that to them. Because at the end of the day, if you do not, you're just wasting time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting their time. And even if you get denied, okay, but at the end of the day, at least you are going to know and whether you should stick with it or just kind of like go for the next thing. Scorpio next. 6 of Wands. I will believe it when I see it in oh my god, that's unreal. We do have the Magician as well. And it is the world. Then it is the world. And what the hell are you talking about here, guys? And under guys, I mean cards. Well, not much to be said here, aside from that Mercury retrograde is going to unlock a super successful path. Super successful path. I don't have anything else to say. I mean, it does depend on what kind of a situation we're finding ourselves into. This successful path have been walked already, and for some reason it stopped. For example, say you start studying something and you just stopped studying it midway through and just start something else because life made you do so. Well, this Mercury retrograde is going to unlock that path again and is going to be super successful. It could be a time where you decide to get back to work, okay? Super successful endeavor. It could be that you and the person you are legally separated with, you decide to try a new, super successful. Bottom line here is that this is a super successful path that have been walked to a certain extent, not the whole way through, and now we Scorpios are getting back into it. Then wow, I mean, we are definitely going to surprise everyone with how big of a results and appreciation and in generally receptiveness we are gonna get from the world with our manifestation and in general the way we do things in the next few weeks. And should it happen that people start liking us throughout these couple of weeks, you should know, guys, that they like us for who we are, so we don't have to change anything about us. They like us in our true color and in our true form, so to speak. So it's super potent for Scorpio. Where is that Mercury? Was it in Capricorn? Yeah, it's in Capricorn. So I don't know why Scorpio are getting such a good reading, but and the thing for Scorpio is that this isn't the top of it by a large margin. That ain't the bar. Okay, the bar is further up, and we have so much room to expand and to explore and to improve, because that's what magician does. Okay, it tries and finds a formula that no one else did, and no one else can do. So you can also expect something super unique, a super unique relationship, super unique partnership, super unique service, whatever, you know, path it is laid in front of you. Hello, Mattia. Thank you for the $20 PayPal. Thank you, Mattia. At the end of the stream, you're gonna have your personalized reading. Let me put you into a list. Well, I don't know, Pisces Moonbeam. It's not just only the sextile, I believe. I mean, there should be something else that is happening that influences Scorpio, because that is a super good thing. This is it's almost I'm struggling to believe it. Sagittarius next. We have Two of Pentacles for Sagittarius. Then it is the Knight of Cups, I'm sorry. And it is the Two of Wands. Give me a second here, guys. Well, hopefully, Mattia, don't forget that for you guys who are donating $20 or above, I'm also using another system that gives you an event that is going to take place, like Taco said at the start of the stream, that the event I predicted last time, which was a few days ago. It already happened for him. And many of you are, by the way, that are using the super chat to get your reading, are kind of like writing to me saying, you know, how accurate that system is, and it is. And that makes it scary. Okay, this isn't something to be trifled with. That is exactly the reason why I'm not showing you the cards of that system, because it is very easy to get entangled in it, and it can ruin your life. Okay, just because you become more and more and more it's like a drug. Okay, it's like a drug to know what is gonna happen, and that's why I'm not showing it to you. Okay, so back to Sagittarius. Well, in these few weeks till the 1st of January, you Sagittarius will have no problem into your day-to-day routine. Okay, Vero. if you are brave enough, because for example, Pisces Moonbeam, she kind of like how can I put it into words? Vow me never to draw from that. She vowed me never to draw from that system for her, because she's scared from it. I am scared from it. I stopped drawing from myself from it. Seriously. Because I cannot read for myself with tarot because I'm not objective, but with this, no problem. I mean, there is no objectivity into that system. You just, you know, the cards are showing you the event, and that's that, and it happens, and it's scary. Okay. A few days ago, I proved it to a skeptic. Because the skeptic asked, okay, tell me what's going to happen tomorrow. I told them what's going to happen tomorrow, and it happened, and they wrote to me, I can't believe it. I can't believe it either, mate, but it is what it is, okay? So, and you know, it saddens me, but people that are seeking me for a session or for consultation that tapped into it, that I performed for them like this, it is only thing they seek. This is the only thing they want to know. They don't want to know what tarot has to say. They don't want to improve. Can I put it into words? They don't want to improve spiritually and seek a way how to improve their life. They just want to know what's going to happen. Because and the thing it is that yes, you can know what's going to happen, but you do not get to understand it. You do not get to know how this is going to impact your life. You get to know, for example, that you're going to have a phone call for money, okay, that regards money and salary, for example, or a business phone call, but you don't get to know how this is going to develop or under what circumstances is going to happen and all these kind of things. Okay, so anyway, back to Sagittarius here. So you're not going to have any troubles with the day-to-day routine. And I mean, the thing about these cards, guys, is that within the next few weeks, quite a few things aren't going to go as planned. But you ain't going to mind it all. Whatever plugs are opening up that aren't going as planned, you are, or rather like gaps, you are very successfully going to be able to fill them up with other even more exciting activities. Just let me give you an example. You scheduled to go on a cinema with a friend, and 20 minutes before the cinema starts, that friend calls you and tells you, you know, I have a cold and I just can't come around, or I had an accident with the car, I'm okay, you know, but it's just I can't make it on time, so I guess, you know, you gotta go on the cinema by yourself. And of course, you're not gonna go and watch movie by yourself. I mean, I did that. It is the most boring thing in my life. I prefer to watch it at home, you know, and I can kind of like eat sunseeds because I love sunseeds, and drink things that you can't drink in in cinema. But you can you immediately are going to come up with at least 3 other things you can do by yourself or with other people that are yet available, that are very successfully going to replace, you know, the drop off from the plan. And that is on the personal level. But on the spiritual level here, because for you this reading also has a spiritual development, is that you are very well, for some of you is going to be slowly, progressively. For others is going to be all of a sudden, okay? But throughout this Mercury retrograde, you are going to start realizing what doesn't work anymore. It worked till now, or till a few weeks ago, or to a few months ago, but you cannot rely on it. You cannot rely on that concept anymore. And this Mercury retrograde is going to be huge for you, Sagittarius, because these concepts, you're going to start changing them, and you're going to start dating them to date. And the new concepts you're going to start adopting here, they are going to work unbelievably well. Astrology, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you, astrology. I can't, for the life of me, I can't pronounce your name. Shao Shawausi? I don't know, I just can't pronounce your name. But thank you for the 20. Thank you. Let me put you into the list. What do you need to know? Okay, so that's your inquiry. Let me put it in. All right, next, Capricorn. Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy. I hope that I'm pronouncing it now right. Shaughnessy. What nationality is that name? Just curious. Queen of Pentacles. With the Nine of Cups. And then it is the Tower. It's good. Ah, okay, so it's adopted. Well, yeah, Ruby, that isn't bad at all that we have here. Mercury retrograde, pretty much. Well, the way you're gonna look at it, angers, angels, your angels. Yeah, it's anyway. How you're gonna look at it? It's potentials. For you, Capricorn. But what really happens? It's you. That's gonna sound generic because I can't find the right words here. You know, English ain't my native. Oh, basically, Mercury retrograde is going to put into the light all the things that you possess. So these aren't things you gotta struggle for, or you have to toil for, or you have to even lift your pinky finger for it. You already have them, which are making you happy. And additionally to it, preventing the ruin of your life. And it is just, this will be a transit for you of comfort, knowing that this is a pillar, this is a pinnacle, this is a solid ground that, you know, your life is settled on, and it's never gonna go away unless you become indifferent for them and careless, and you let them fall to ruin. So just bottom line here, Capricorn, it is that this Mercury retrograde is gonna put into the light the people that truly love you is gonna put into the light these subjects or the projects that are truly gonna make money for you, or is gonna put into the light the places that you are truly cherished, the people that are truly admiring you, okay, and all these things that are a subject for a stability in your life. And also is gonna put into light that they do require maintenance. So yeah, it's a confirmation that you are well set. That is what Mercury retrograde is going to do for you. And I'm saying confirmation, you're not going to well set yourself there. You are already well set. You may not know it, but you are already. And it will become clear. Well, that would be great. Not because, you know, I'm annoyed, but because Pisces Moonbeam, whatever saga you are going through, is gonna be already over. Because it's you know, my opinion is taking far too long of a time. That's why I'm gonna be happy. Okay, Aquarius. Page of Cups. Four of Wands. Two of Wands. Well, for Aquarius, that Mercury retrograde, I'm sorry guys, but I do feel like looking at those cards, it's gonna be a disappointment. There are quite a few ways how we can interpret those cards, but they all lead to disappointment. For example, Mercury retrograde is very possible to show you that the development you are expecting, no, it's not gonna bring you the emotional satisfaction you expect. From another side, it is very likely that Mercury retrograde is going to make it clear that whatever it's necessary to be attended in order to finalize the cycles of development, it's not of your liking at all. It's just that you will have to get out of your way in order to reach whatever destination you are striving toward. And in general, that's transition or whatever, a change, because life is always a transition and a change, that it is coming for you. It's just not as a emotionally fulfilling. I'm not saying that it's not going to be successful. These cards aren't speaking for success, but for emotional fulfillment. It's not going to be as emotionally fulfilling as you may hope for. And the worst, it is that Mercury retrograde, the worst that can happen here is that Mercury retrograde is going to put a light on that you have missed a very important details, super important details, and now you have to backtrack. Now, probably some of you will have to start from a scratch. That is like building a house, and when you are putting on the roof, someone comes to you and say, hey, what kind of foundations you put into your house? And you say, a house have a foundation? Well, yeah, I mean, otherwise it's gonna fall apart in, I don't know, half an year. Okay, and you have to start from scratch. That is just an example here. But it's a transit where you Aquarius are gonna see that you know, striving way too fast and way too wishfully thinking, it doesn't produce really, really good results. And at the end of the day, in order to have something solid, like a solid love, like a solid relationship, like a solid job, it does require a foundation. It's gonna be rough for you, Aquarius. Yeah. And finally, Pisces. Page of Swords. This is the Eight of Cups. Final one, that will be the Hangman. It's brainstorming your way through, or in other words, what Mercury retrograde is gonna activate for you. It is where everyone else see no way going forward. You will be the one to see the way through. And for example, there is a project at work, and no one sees how that project can manifest or how that project can work out in general. Well, you are going to be the one who sees it, and you are going to be the one who gives the idea. uh expect a lot of confrontations, because your thoughts, your ideas, your expression is going to be super unique, and people wouldn't be accustomed to it. I mean, you at some point you're going to surprise even yourself. But at the end of the day, your ideas and your thoughts are going to be very applicable rather, and workable, or rather like a effective. So what Mercury retrograde is going to make you guys, you will be the unexpected breakthrough and help that everyone needs. That simply, that's the truth we have here, where your colleagues, your friends, your spouse doesn't see how it can work out. You do see it. And it's going to be very important for you to guide those lost souls throughout that dark time for them, especially, for example, Aquarius. All right, so that was for a Pisces. And now the super chat. Oh. All right, Veronica. Not Veronica, but Yasmin. You're first. Those are the three cards we have for you. Oh, aren't we all, Taco? Aren't we all? Well, Yasmin, this Mercury retrograde is going to emphasize on the people you consider besties, the best friends of yours, and how well they, can I put it into words? How well they impact your mental health. And is it worth enduring certain of those people for the sake of your mental health? Because according to these cards, there are some of those which are making you feel very unsure and insecure of yourself, and above everything else, of the paths that you have chosen to walk, and the choices you made. And Mercury retrograde, what's gonna boil down to for you, Yasmin, is that you will. It's like a confirmation. It is like assurance, rather, about those paths, and which of those are worth it, and which are those are not, and if you will, severing connections with those of your friends which are making you doubting yourself, is what we have here. And with the rest, is just all the communication and the interaction, and in generally, the friendship and the partnership is gonna go super easy. So it's like a purge, for a lack of better expression, within your social circle, where people that are bringing you a negative, not experiences, but thoughts and self-doubt, are going to be simply cut out. What we have. But on their place, it does look like that you will be able to make a lot of a new friends. Okay, next, Taco. Let's see indeed. Those are cards, mate. And Mercury retrograde influences the subjects, and above everything else, the relationships where there are differences. The relationships where you have a one opinion and you have one way to see it, and the other side has another. And it does look like, mate, that at the end of the day, you will enforce your will. At the end, it's going to be your will that will carry on. That is what Mercury retrograde is going to do for you. So you're going to end up on top. If you are arguing, for example, with your wife about something, or if you are arguing with a family member about something, or if you are arguing, I don't know, with your tenants or with your landlord, if you do have one of those, or with a friend or with a business partner, it does look like that you are always going to end up on top. This Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde is going to bring way more satisfaction from the mundane joy of and mirth of life. Or rather, like the small joys you will face with mirth. Well, it is. It is good. Because it does look like that Mercury retrograde is going to allow you to determine or to say how the game is going to be played. And under game, I mean anything. But you will enforce your will. Well, this isn't that much about resting. It's more of a your will be done. Yeah. At least, you know, within this time frame. All right, next, Mattia. Thank you, Taco. Well, Mattia, these are cards here. It's some kind of a contract. It's some kind of a deal that it is written down, conditions. There are going to be a lot of blank spots at the start. Just to give you an example in regarding your business, you are signing up with a new client, or you are signing up some kind of a merger, or you are signing up some kind of a big deal, okay? And looking at the papers, there are a lot of question marks. There are a lot of things which are not kind of like written down. And when you raise the question, they're going to tell you at first, well, you know, let it come to that and we're going to figure it out. No, you're not going to figure it out when it comes to that. You're going to figure it out now. Right now, every detail is going to be written down. And what this is going to happen, what Mercury retrograde really does for you, it saves you from a huge deception, if we can call it a deception. That is, you know, bad faith. It saves you from a huge bad faith that was about to happen from a client or from a business partner, or, you know, from a merger, whatever the case here. And it is not, you're not the target here. It is just how that person or these people operate. That's what they do, but not with you. Okay, we're not gonna figure it out when it comes to that. We are going to set it up now and carry on carry it on when it comes to it, word for word, the way we wrote it down. That's what takes place for you, June Mercury retrograde. All right, Shauna say, let's see what you have. You're welcome, Mattia. Shauna say, those are cards we have. And it is a business deal. Mercury retrograde is going to bring you a business deal that wasn't supposed to happen, or it could not happen, but you and the other party, whatever the other party is, you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out how it can take place. We're talking here about the precedent that's or an exception, one of the two, a precedent or an exception that is gonna happen for you. And that is because you can bring on the table something unique, something that no one else can bring to the business. And that's why you will be exceptional, okay? And that exception is gonna be made for you. On a very, very personal level, good night, Mattia. On a very personal level, Shauna say, this is going to be a period of time where you will going to surprise people. And it's very likely that you may find out that there is one with a crush on you. And it could be not just only one. So you know. Yeah, I mean, that Mercury retrograde is gonna bring you this very good business deal. Whether you take it or not, entirely up to you. Veronica, let's look into you and your experience. What is that you have to face? You're welcome. Veronica, tell me, are you trying to get pregnant? Or are you pregnant? I need to know that before I go with the interpretation, because it's a very specific interpretation in those cases. Okay. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Then it is concerned your health. That is the event. Okay. And the event is that at some point you're going to draw a line and change your in this Mercury retrograde and change your lifestyle. These are your cards. Okay, these are your cards that we have. And this event, I cannot tell you exactly what that event is going to be, but the result of the event is going to be that you will take under the account that all the concerns you may have about your health comes from your lifestyle. And this is going to be a change of a lifestyle, huge change of a lifestyle that is going to make you feel very, very comfortable in regards to how your health is developing. And this will lead to a huge health improvement for you. This is just as much as I can say before I go forward, because I am not an expert, and the policy here is that I need to be an expert to get into it more in depth. But it's basically this Mercury retrograde is gonna push you into a much more healthier lifestyle than you are leading right now. And the reason for it is going to be a recurring issue, something you had years ago or decades ago, okay, is going to start re-emerging again. And oh my god, for example, say you had an itching stomach or a headaches or a rash somewhere or whatever the case, and it starts happening again, and oh my god, I gotta change my lifestyle if I don't want to kind of like worsen my health state. This is gonna bring to super healthy lifestyle that is gonna make you very comfortable within your own skin. News Devon, thank you for the £5. I already said thank you. And Rocky, thank you for the 28 Canadian. Thank you, Rocky. Okay, so Rocky, I'm gonna read for you and then for News Devon. Thank you, guys. So let's see, Rocky, what Mercury retrograde is gonna bring for you. Yeah, it's good. It's good, Veronica. Another thing about an event, okay, now that I think of, if you have a nephew or, for example, a grandchild or just a relative child to you, and it is sick, according to these cards, and again, I'm not an expert here, but according to these cards, it will improve. Good morning, News Devon. Oh, I'm glad you are around as well, Rocky. So let's see your cards now. You're welcome, Vero. Okay, Rocky, I don't know how this is going to manifest for you in a sense. It doesn't make much sense to me, but hopefully it does make sense to you. Those are your cards. And there is going to be a big social gathering. There is going to be a big social gathering due this Mercury retrograde, where you will make a lot of assets there. You will make a lot of introductions, a lot of connections, a lot of allies that are going to help you anchor. I don't know what that means. Probably is going to help you anchor your career or help you anchor your business or whatever you are developing. But through that social gathering, things are going to click. It is just the missing assets, the missing pieces of one endeavor or another are going to be produced there. And the only thing that you just got to do is say, you know, yes, and take, I'm sorry about the burping. And take those assets and those missing pieces. That is what we do have for you here. Mercury retrograde basically is going to be super potent for you because around every corner you will have what you need. The only problem you may face is how ethical it is to take it. And that is a question only you can answer yourself. Till 1st of January. And that very well could be, I don't know, the New Year's business party, business cocktail or whatever. Holiday business party, the Christmas business party or whatever. Yeah, it's a huge network here, or rather like a potent network. All right, and last but not least, News Devon. What does the universe wants me to know? Okay. Let's see. You're welcome, Rocky. Those are cards. Couple of things based on your situation. One, it is that the odds you are facing, you can overcome it, or you can overcome them. And not just only overcome them, but with a flying colors, you can overcome them and make your wish come true. But you gotta do it by yourself. You should not rely on anyone else's assets or help. By yourself. Should you be dating, you gotta know that that's the one. For now, the very least. Okay? And you should be proud of yourself. That is something you need to know. That is what the universe wants you to know. You should be proud of yourself and of your achievements. And you can do better, but not because you did worse, but because you can do more. That it's just you have such a big potential here. And this is going to pave a way to longevity. What I mean is that the establishments you can do, they are going to carry on for life. The job can carry on for life. The love can carry on for life, whatever you establish. So that is what you need to know. And with that said, guys, this is going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you do enjoyed and liked your super chat readings. Thank you for your generosity, for your attendance as well. And we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.